Hi, my name's Alex.
And I'm Ryan, and we play guitar in Glass Lungs.
Today we're at Cove Sound Studios, and we're going to walk you through our gear. So this is my Seüf Guitars OH19. It's made of alder, one-piece alder, and rosewood fretboard. It has Lollar Imperial pickups inside of it, and 550K pots. I use this for a few songs in our set. It has a roasted maple neck.
Well, you just got it altered, didn't you? Because it came more like a Strat. It had single coils, and now you have humbuckers.
Yeah, originally it had single coils. I sent it into Seüf, and the dudes over there hooked me up with routing it a little bit bigger so I can use humbuckers for glass lungs and the sound that we're going for now.
Sounded great today.
Which is a little different than we used to go for.
Yeah.
And then on this side, I'm running my Fano JM6 Ultra Facto. This is from Dennis Fano Era. And in this guitar, I run Righteous Sound pickups, the Gold Tooth set, with 500K pots. In both guitars, I switch out my nut to brass. I like the way that it sounds with the open notes. And both use vintage tuners. This is made of mahogany, which is different than Ryan.
Super heavy, yeah.
It's a lot heavier.
I have the same one. I have a Fano Ultra Facto JM6. Mine, I believe, is older. So it's much lighter weight than Alex's. So it does have a different sound to it, even though we have the same Righteous Sound Gold Tooth pickups in it. I really like this guitar, not just for the colorway, but also because of the natural rosewood neck. I just think it looks so cool, and I've never had a guitar like that, and it's probably the best guitar I've ever played.
It's quite impressive how different these two guitars sound, with like just being the exact same guitar with the exact same pickups, but just different wood bodies.
It's a lot of the same setup from like an amp perspective, from even a like speaker perspective, from like foundational pedal perspective. It does sound like an entirely different rig almost.
Yeah, we've definitely curated our sound to have a lot of ambience and a lot of clarity. We're both running Austin Speakerworks speakers. They're a little different. I run the KTS 70 and the Peacemaker.
I have the KTS 70 and
KTS 60.
KTS 60.
Yeah, KTS 60.
Yeah.
So they're just a little bit different, but we really like the high efficiency of these speakers.
Yeah, I got mine out of the Emperor though. I'm from the Midwest originally, so I grew up with seeing bands around Chicago and around the Midwest playing these all the time, and I always thought the wood grain was so cool, and they were just so like chunky and beautiful. So I had to get one. I think Alex will get one.
Yeah, I'm eventually going to be running the same one. Until then, though, this is an actual Austin Speakerworks cabinet. They no longer make this. It sounds great. I have the option of being able to do open back or closed back, which is really helpful when we're tracking in the studio and getting a bunch of different sounds. And both of us are running Matchless Chieftains at this point. They sound totally different from one another, though. Yeah. Like, we have the EQ totally different as well. Why don't you run them through your other guitar, your Jennings, quick?
Yeah. So I have a Jennings as well. I believe it's U.S. made, California, I think. This is a Swamp Ash semi-hollow body. I've always been a fan of semi-hollow, especially because of the feedback you get. It has such a nice, warm, like dark tone to it. When I first got it, I think it was a little darker than I wanted for this music. So we went through like this whole pickup swapping adventure that seems to. I think it took over a year to find the right ones. These are
those are the Fralin. The Fralin PAF, modern PAF.
Yeah, they sound incredible. I mean, they're classic.
Yeah.
Got an ebony neck here. We upgraded to locking tuners. I need to get a brass nut because actually I think I'm getting some wear here in the nut right now. But other than that, it plays incredibly. I've never had an ebony neck guitar before, and I'm in love.
We upgraded the Bigsby to all the Callahan stuff as well. That really helps with tuning and just even restringing the guitar. So for my pedal board, I start by going into my Polytune, and then from there into the Empress compressor. From the Empress compressor, we go into the Hudson Broadcast, and I use this as a preamp, so this is always on. It kind of pushes and buffers my signal through. And from there, we go into the Gig Rig Quartermaster 6. I'll get back to what's going through there in a second. And out of the Quartermaster 6, we hop into the Limbo delay. This is an incredible analog delay. The two of us have gone through so many delays, and this is the one that sticks. It's absolutely incredible.
Yep.
It's got modulation in it. We could choose different types of sine waves, tap tempo, oscillation. It's just like, it's got everything in it. Johnny actually modded both of ours for us to do buffered bypass, so that we have trails throughout this. So that's why it's also not in our loop switchers. From there, we both go into the Vongon Ultrasheer reverb unit. We both love this as well. It's like these two pedals are kind of like has sculpted the sound of Glass Lungs, and it's just like those are the best ones we've come across so far.
Sure.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
With the added vibrato, we can turn it on and off. It's like perfect.
So many new ones here. I don't remember.
Yeah, I have a lot of new ones on.
The Meridian's new, right?
The Meridian is new.
What do you use that for?
So the Meridian I use like a slow modulation for, kind of like a chorusy, flangey with a little phasery type of sound. It pretty much does anything you need it to do. I use this in a few of our songs. I also use the warped vinyl from Chase Bliss in a lot of our songs, and this is more the quicker type of tempo stuff. And I'm able to tap the tempo for that. I use a global tap tempo, so that's right here. It's tap tempo on this side, and that controls the warped vinyl, the limbo delay, and underneath I have a diamond dark cloud, and I use that as reverse delay, and it controls all three of them. What's next to it is actually a mute switch, so I'm able to chop things or cut things in and out. Yeah, kill switch. It works really good. It works. Yeah, I do. It works really well. I love it for all those things.
Yeah. What's next to the Meridian?
The Meridian is the warp. Right next to it is the warp.
To the right of it.
Oh, it's to the right of it. I use that is the Empress Heavy Menace V2. I use that for all my distortion, the tighter gain parts, the looser gain parts, the fuzzy leads and all that, and the Velcro-y stuff. I use the Small Sound, Big Sound, Team Awesome Fuzz Machine. Both of these have a gate because I use such high gain on both of them. And yeah, this is discontinued. They no longer make this, and it's like I will never get rid of it. It has to stay on there forever. I use the clean boost out of my preamp, and a little dirtier, I use the Origin Effects Green Overdrive, which is kind of like a modded tube screamer. And then this is just a buffer. And I think that's all of them. Mm-hmm. What do you got going on? Oh, I totally forgot about the stuff underneath. So I have
good things underneath.
I have the dark cloud underneath there for all the reverse delays.
Oh my god.
And then I have the Vongon Onset for
the Onset. That's
Swell.
I have that.
Yeah. Oh, and for all the swell parts. So this right here controls all that. So I get my swell out of here, drives, distortion, fuzz, the two modulations, and the reverse. So like those can be under there, and I can still turn them on and off without having to, have them up here. So you can kind of walk them through what you've got going on right now.
Yeah, mine is much simpler, but I do use a controller as well. So I have the Polytune, what I go into. I have the tap for my trim and delay. I also use the Empress compressor as well as the Vongon and Limbo combo that Alex uses. At some point, I tried his rig, and it was so good that I just had to immediately sell all my other modulation pedals and go with this, because this combo, like Alex was saying, with the modulation and the Limbo paired with the vibrato and reverb and the Vongon is unmatched. It's incredible.
I believe you said it was like driving a Ferrari.
It felt like playing your rig compared to my stupid old rig, which was amazing stuff still, was not even comparable. I was just dreaming about it, and I think within 2 weeks I had both of these pedals on my board. For drive, I'm a bit simpler. I use the Bondi effects Sick-As for when I play the Jennings to tighten up some of those some of the darkness that I mentioned before. And then I go into the Cornerstone Coliseum, which is a dual drive with the Klon and Blues Breaker circuit, with a little bit of clean blend on the Blues Breaker side, and then you can kind of adjust the clipping on the Klon side. I really love this drive pedal. I think it's the best one I've ever used. So that definitely changes some of our sounds as well. Our drives are so unique, especially in those parts. I think you'll notice a difference. I mentioned the tremolo. I have the Walrus Audio Monument, which I use to add a little texture to certain parts in some of our songs. And then finally, I have the Mr. Black High Five, which is an octave. You can do regular high or low octaves as well as fifths if you want to. I just use it for the low octave for some of the heavier parts in our songs. We've had a few Mr. Black pedals over the years, and can't say enough good things about it. I think it's one of my favorite little boutique brands ever.
Yeah, it's really cool that the Coliseum too, because it has multiple jacks in it.
Yeah,
we can.
Oh, you can go stereo. Yeah,
that, and we could put it in the looper as two separate pedals instead of just one.
Yeah. I do have a different combination of the drive pedals on my switcher. And then we keep the delay and the Vongon Ultrasheer always on.
Pretty much on all the time.
Yeah. But we like experimenting with clean tones. We like the Matchless because of the clarity it adds, which sounds great when we're playing the right parts and sounds terrible when we fuck up. But I don't have anything fun under my board, just wires.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
And we're pretty much just running all Mogami patch cables, SP400 plugs. I'm running Rattlesnake cables. Ryan is running Gotham.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. I mean, those are our rigs. And that's what we're using today for the live session.
Yep. I don't know if you can catch that, but Chad is singing so loud right now. Awesome. Cool. Yeah. Thanks for checking out our rigs, guys, and hope to see you at a show.
Thanks.